transforming lives, renewing hearts 24/7, 7 days a week. Internet radio in a class by itself. We're flashing the gospel around the world as a witness. And someone will say, you know what? I heard it on Flashpoint Radio, and my life has been changed. Flashpoint in a class by itself.
Welcome and can I say good day, good morning, happy Monday, TDIM. It's a wonderful day to be alive. How was your weekend? Good morning, Mikey G. Good morning, listeners and viewers. It's time for breakfast.
Good morning, Lady Elise. Good morning, good morning. Of course, for those who are listening and for those who are joining us for the first time, I want to say good morning and welcome to the breakfast hour. And of course, today is Monday, first working day of the week. Yeah. Of course, if you did not like, share, or subscribe already, go ahead right now, hit the notification bell. That every time you get one of these programs comes up, you get it first. All right, so it was an awesome weekend, ladies. All sorts of things happened on the weekend. Man, lots of discovery. And of course, last week, the Jamaica independence, I still don't get it out of my system yet.
Yes, there was a lot happening last week, and there's a lot happening this week. And on Monday, we're going to zero in on what's happening in our world. And so we're going to share a few things of what's happening. We have, of course, a new entrance to the birthday club. Yes, a brand new two days old. Yes. Baby Zion. I know J.E. will correct me on the pronunciation.
What's the baby name? What's the baby's name? Zion. Baby Zion.
Welcome. You know, Mikey G, I saw a clip on social media, and I know it's AI generated, but it was a baby who was just born and being interviewed, and the question is, how is it so far? And he was like, it was cold, and it was something to see. And you know, the baby responded, people keep poking me and saying you're so cute and all of these things. You know, if babies could talk as soon as they're born, one wonders what the baby would say. What would I say? Do you remember the first breath that you took? No, we don't recall. How did it feel when you entered the world for the very first time and like, hello world, here am I? I don't know. Yes, that's an interesting conversation. But of course, we have a lot to cover this morning. So I won't prolong the introduction. We have news, we have devotional, but let's start with our devotional.
Of course, devotional is brought to us this morning, or this segment of the breakfast hour is brought to us by M&M Construction. All your construction needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands.
Looking to build your dream home or renovate your space? M&M Construction is the perfect place. We bring your vision to life with precision and quality craftsmanship. From design to construction, we guide you every step, ensuring seamless coordination and superior results. Our professional roof inspection and maintenance services will ensure that your roof is sturdy this hurricane season. So, if you are ready to start your construction journey, call us today at 345-927-7509. Build with confidence. Build with M&M Construction. 345-927-7509.
Good morning. This is day 11. I have made and I will bear. Even I will carry and will deliver you. Isaiah 46 verse 4. Carrying the Canteen, written by Vernon Groans. After he and his father had covered 3 miles on their 4-mile hike, 3-year-old Seth was tired out and stumbling along. Even so, he insisted on carrying the canteen that his dad, Pastor Daniel Little, had tried to persuade him they wouldn't need. Finally, though, Seth tearfully requested, "Will you please carry me, Daddy?" So the father hoisted his son onto his shoulders. As he put Seth down at the end of their hike, the boy exclaimed, "See, Dad, I carried the canteen all the way." Our first response may be to smile at the child's naivety, but in the boy's response, the dad saw something of his own attitude toward God. Our Heavenly Father has invited us to cast all our care upon Him. Still, we perish and we persist in thinking that we can do it all ourselves, holding tightly to those cares and claiming credit after we survive some difficulty. Through the prophet Isaiah, the Lord reminded Israel that He had been carrying them from their birth as a nation, yet they had become proud and self-sufficient, and they were headed for disaster if they persisted. Let us stop fooling ourselves. We are weak and He is strong. As we hand over our canteens to Him, we will experience His gift of peace and His blessing. Jesus loves me. This I know, for the Bible tells me so. Little ones to Him belong. They are weak, but He is strong. Our quote this morning reads, "God takes care of those who know they can't take care of themselves." End quote.
I'm Audley Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Rise and shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and CoraleeKaren, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
Of course, welcome back. Good morning once again to those who are just joining us. If you're joining us on YouTube, Facebook, or the Instagram, I want to say good morning to you. If you're joining us this morning on our web radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky, I want to say good morning to those on radio. Those who are sitting in their offices, sitting at their desktop, their laptop, or just simply on your smartphone or devices, welcome. Of course, you can join us. Of course, those who know and those who don't know, you can join us on www.flashpointmedia.ky for our radio. And of course, enjoy Flashpoint all day, 24 hours a day. Of course, welcome to the breakfast hour. Hey, Elise, what do we have going on in our world today?
It's bright and, well, it's not so sunny here in Georgetown, Grand Cayman. It's a bit overcast. As a matter of fact, there was a little bit of sprinkling I noticed on my car this morning when I got in. And I'm like, I never heard that rainfall. But of course, we're thankful for the blessings. And it's a time of the year where we kind of expect a little sprinkle here and there. And certainly we will be checking in to see what's happening out there in the grand scheme of things. Now, wherever you're joining us from, and if you're tuned in live on YouTube this morning, we welcome you, of course, to this wonderful morning. Now, we're going to share a few things of what's happening in our world. But before we start that, we must say congratulations to our very own Pastor Marquino Ferron when he marched across the stage yesterday at NCU graduation. And we're just going to share that. Let's add that to the stage, Mikey, so that our viewers can watch that one in action.
Kino Ferron. Charmaine.
Beautiful, beautiful, Elise. That's just awesome. That's just awesome. I want to say congratulations to Pastor Marquino Ferron this morning for his certification or degree. Otherwise, I don't know if the certification or degree is the same, but let's figure that out later on. But congratulations to you, sir, for your hard work and dedication to the task at hand and to acquiring the necessary tools for the job at hand. All right? So, that's all I'd say this morning on that. Of course, later on we'll burst a bottle of something, you know.
Non-alcoholic beverage.
I never said open the bottle, I said burst it. All right. For those who don't know, Pastor Marquino Ferron is responsible for the open portal right here on Flashpoint. That's our what we call our Vespers program on Fridays on Flashpoint Media Ministry. And so Flashpoint Media have a ministry arm, of which the open portal is that ministry, a part of that ministry arm of Flashpoint Media that deals specifically with spiritual matters. And of course, Pastor Marquino is responsible for the open portal. And I tell you, I enjoyed the open portal last week. Lady Elise, did you enjoy it?
Yes, it was certainly a blessing. And those two ladies spoke some things. They remind us about Elijah facing depression and thinking he's all alone and saying, God, can you take my life? And we talk about Job and, of course, Hagar. And they reminded us that God is not sometimes in that very loud, thundering voice, but in that whisper, in the silence, we can hear him. And the question was asked, is it okay not to be okay?
Wow. That was some of the tough questions to ask. It was an interesting thing. I'll ask you a question as you mentioned Job, ladies, and as you brought it up, I'd like to ask you. Job's family was killed by the devil.
Yes.
Why didn't he kill his wife as well?
What a question! What? Yes, you never disappoint.
But listen to the question. If you listen to the question, Lady Elise, listen to the question. Why didn't Job's wife died with the rest of Job's family? Because the devil was after everybody. He was touching him. But he left his wife intact. Why? Have you ever thought about it?
Never thought of it. I've never thought of that question. Never.
I know. For some unknown reason, this question has popped up somewhere. And of course, we have answered the question also. We didn't just think about it, we answered it. It's like Job became a type of Adam when the devil attacked him. And so Job's wife became a type of Eve, or the woman in the garden.
Yes.
And so she was responsible for convincing Job to go against God as Eve convinced Adam to go against God.
Yes.
I never saw that thing. The devil is very cunning, And that's why when we talk about these things, our women in our lives are some very interesting persons, and they need to understand that they are important enough in every way. I'm just going to leave it at that. The strength of the man is the woman, and the weakness, as proven, she is also. So,
Wow.
greatest strength and the greatest weakness is your woman. And so if she don't know that that's what she is, she will bring you down faster than a rainfall in Haiti with a mudslide. But if she's a woman who understands her strength, then guess who you will be? Alright, I'm gonna go, Lady Elise. I'm done with the sermon. I'm done. I thought I'd drop that nugget for somebody who was listening and just thought it was just something that you wanted to know. I thought so. Anyways, alright. We're talking about our international. Today is what we call the day when we actually talk about international stuff, global matters, things that affect us across the world.
Also, what's happening in our world, and of course, yes. One of the things that we must mention, and we must say congratulations to the organization and the team behind Miss Global International.
All right, let's shoot that one, Lady Elise. Let's see what's going on behind the scenes.
What we do know is that for the year 2024, the winner of the title for Cayman, Miss Caitlin Tyson, wore, and she was the second runner-up right here in the international competition. And in the top 5 was Miss Philippines, who also came from the Cayman Islands, Miss Brittany Quiz. And yesterday they had the honor to hand their crown over to the 2025 reigning queens.
Wow.
And the Flashpoint was right there on the scene. And we just want to share a few highlights.
All right.
There you have it. Congratulations to Miss Cayman, that's Miss Taggart, and of course Miss Philippines, Angela. And of course, we'll hear more from them. We had a chance to have a sit down with them, and we will share that with you as well. Congratulations and congratulations to the organization and the team in general, Miss Catherine Tyson Sewell, on the she put in some hard work, Mikey G.
I can
She
see
put
that.
in
I can
some
see the
work.
hard work put in the background, and of course the outcome of it. And of course the ladies are beautiful. That's all I can say. They are nice, beautiful women, being showcased yesterday at the 2025 pageant Miss Global.
Yes.
Beautiful.
And while that was happening, Jamaica was hearing it was the rally of the Jamaica Labour Party over there in Halfway Tree. And what was announced is nomination day and general election
All right,
2020.
let's have that.
Let's share those highlights also.
We have undertaken, and tonight I want to thank God for giving us the energy to continue and giving us the vision and the foresight to see the plan through for the people of the country. I give God the glory for tonight. You make me stronger. I want to thank God for my family, my wife Juliet and my 2 sons, and my mother is also here with us today. My sisters are here with me, and I know that my father is watching somewhere in St. Elizabeth. And through COVID, we took this country through Hurricane Beryl and several tropical storms, through supply chain crashes, through high inflation, and we have not missed a beat. We are a solid government. There was never a time when this country felt like there was no one at the wheel. This government plans for the long term. There are people who are saying, oh, it's because election, why are we doing so much? No. If you check back our Facebook page, our Instagram, our, all of them, you name them, Twitter, TikTok, I don't know, me I cut it. That man is right to say, all me I do a walk and I cut it. We cut crime, we cut the debt, we cut murders and violence, we cut the interest rate, we cut the inflation rate, we cut taxes. But we are able to do this because we have been planning for a long time. So we put things on a train line and then they roll automatically. We go on to the next one. So you have a government that is rolling, that you don't want to disturb that train rolling because there's much more to come. But we are a democracy. And what you see gathered here in your numbers, I want you to understand. Yes, some of you, most of you, are supporters of the Jamaica Labour Party.
But there are persons here who are not. There are persons who are curious, who come to see. They are just Jamaicans like everybody else. I am sure there are PNP people here as well. I'm sure. Welcome, my PNP friends. Welcome. Welcome. And remember now, we are international. It is amazing. As I am walking and I stop somewhere, somebody said, take my phone and say hello to my niece. She there foreign. She want to come home, come vote for you. So, I want to acknowledge all Jamaicans in the diaspora who are interested to come and vote. I welcome you back home. I am grateful for your support. This crowd is a representation of Jamaica. You make Jamaica's democracy stronger. There are many countries in the world where this can't happen. Don't take it for granted. I have to stand here and account to you for the authority that you give to us as the government. And there can be no break in that. The authority is not forever. At a certain period of time, how we use the authority has to be reviewed. Our stewardship must be reviewed by you, the people. There is a classic parable in the Bible about the talents. Some stewards hide the talents, make nothing of it. But we are not those stewards. We grow the talents. We take the resources and we make them more. We are good stewards. And we ask you, the people, the masters, to make a judgment, to make a choice on who will steward your affairs. So earlier today, I advised His Excellency the Governor General of my intention to announce the general elections for him to set certain processes in place, including the dissolution of Parliament. I now declare that nomination day will be Monday, August 18th. And the general election date is fixed at Wednesday, September 3.
Coming down,
also wish to inform you that local government by-elections in the Chancery Hall Division, the Olympic Gardens Division, the Seabright Gardens Division, and the Denham Town Division will be held concurrently with the general election in those constituencies.
Labour right, we ready now. Labour right, we ready now. Ring the bell, let me know. Ring the bell, let me know. Labour right, we ready now.
Okay. So now you know what's happening in our neighboring country, Jamaica. General elections have been called for the 1st of September, like just around the corner. Nomination day is, of course, the 18th of August. And do you see the excitement in there in Halfway Tree? It was a sea of green. And I found it quite interesting that the Prime Minister acknowledged the presence of persons who are not necessarily supporters, but they come to see what I want.
Ladies, I when the Prime Minister said, I know that PNP are in here and the camera going to set up people. I'm like, please, come on, guys. I know it's not those persons, but it's a very difficult place to find yourself. And when the man says that the camera is on you, you're like, I know.
Yes.
By the way, it was interesting.
He acknowledged the fact that it's a democracy,
Yes,
and
yes.
something that persons should not take for granted, because certainly there are countries that persons don't have the privilege to make a choice,
Right.
and it's important. And of course, he also acknowledged persons like me and you, Mikey G, persons that are in the diaspora
In the
right now.
diaspora, Grand Cayman, voting
He's
rights.
also inviting persons who are able to come
Yes.
to vote to make their voices heard. And of course, he also mentioned that the ball is already rolling. Things are rolling. Don't stop the ball from rolling. Very interesting discussion. And of course, we will hear more as time wears on between
yes.
Jamaica Labour Party and the People National Party.
Well, we want to hear a little bit more from the People's National Party as to what their plans are and what is coming up for the Jamaican people. Because as a democracy in Jamaica, and I will tell you this one thing, it's important for democracy to rule, and to continue to reign supreme. Because if you find that it's not, it is going to be something else, right? And so it has to be that the people's choices must be met. The trick in all of this is sometimes the people's choices are tainted with somebody else's decision making and is corrupted by propaganda and all kind of things. And
Yes,
sometimes it
yes.
creates a narrative. What was also interesting is that he said, as an independent nation that celebrated independence on August 6th of this year, that's this month, that was last week's Wednesday, and of course emancipation from slavery that was occurring from 1834 but celebrated on the 1st of August. He mentioned that the Governor General need to give the okay. From British rule, but the Governor General still have the last say in the matter. So I'm still having a consideration on the matter. I'm still having that discussion going on. How is it that a country that has claimed independence and of course from 1834 has emancipated from slavery, and of course in 1962 claimed the independence from colonialism, still have the colonial masters head of the government of Jamaica. So it is something that I look at and I said to myself, wow, we still have homage to the crown even after Marcus Garvey, Paul Bogle, and Sam Sharp, the Lady Nanny of the Maroons, Kojo, and all those other guys gave their very blood, life, sweat for freedom, and still have the chains of colonialism hanging at the helm of the seat of power in Jamaica. So that's just my take on it. I just don't know. I that's how I summed it up. I hope I did good. But I want PNP to come and give their take on what's going on, what is on the table for the Jamaican people, and let us see what the alternative is from a Jamaica Labour Party run government. Jamaica Labour Party already have 2 years in 2 terms already, and seeking a 3rd term with the same Prime Minister. Now, this for me can be a situation that I would say, if a 3rd term comes and the party gets a 3rd term, maybe a new person should be in leadership. That's for me. That's just how I feel. And it's not that I am against the Jamaica Labour Party, or I'm against, but I'm against the same person having power for 3 consecutive years over time. That's just my take on it. Even if the same party is in power, no problem, but they should have a change of head. It's like voting again. You know, like the US you can't vote more than 2 terms for the same government, or the same or the same president of the party. You could possibly get the same party in, but with a different person as head of government. I think that's somewhere we can find ourselves. So, all right. So if the Jamaica Labour Party is successful, I have no doubt in my mind that Andrew would be the Right Honourable Andrew Holness would be a fitting leader for the government of the Jamaica Labour Party and of course the Jamaica people. And so I would also be having my support in there as well. And I would support any government that comes in. And I must add that as a part of my precursor to say I'm not partisan in the governance of Jamaica, but for seeing good governance from any side of the fence.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
The people must be the number one priority.
Yes.
And we have seen over time, there's nothing that stays like permanent in stone forever.
No.
Things change.
No.
And what is good about the democracy is that one team or one party or whichever way it is should really outdo each other in what they provide for the people. So you are providing this, but I have this alternative. People want this, that, and not just empty promises, of course, but promises that truly mean better for the people of the country and not only the politicians.
But you have to understand also, Lady Elise, is that the promises that are being made is based on the loans agreement from many monetary funding agencies that would have funded varying projects in Jamaica or in other local governments across the continent or in certain jurisdiction. And so with that in mind, these monetary bodies are dictators in their own rights in telling you the government what the projects they can actually invest those funds in. And so that can also be a skewing of how the country's progress will take place and how the people will receive that progress at a given time. And so I am also going to add, as I deliberate on this topic, the Jamaica, the People's National Party had a three-term run for a number of years, Lady Elise. Did you remember that? 3 terms.
Yes.
And so I'm thinking that the Jamaica Labour Party is trying to do this to try to not make this a reality, that the PNP, as it were, the People's National Party, is the only party that could get a 3-term. And I'm thinking they're trying to break that record by adding a 3rd term to the Jamaica Labour Party that might just give it a tie and maybe seek to get a 4th term, which would land them at least 40 years in government, which is not a good sight to see after 20 years. I mean, you would see something, it is interesting to see this. So every 5 years will be 15 years in government, 20, 25 years.
I think it might be a valuable thing, Mikey G, to have a conversation and to reach out to persons who are preparing for election
Yes.
And we have to now reach out and see whether we can, have a conversation to see, what is the thinking on the ground in terms of the minds of, and even the minds of the people. Are people thinking basically this is happening, but it's time for a change, or are they comfortable with what's happening and so leave well enough alone? And it impacts, the change in the government impacts persons who are even outside of the country, people in the diaspora, as he mentioned. I applaud him to his family members were there, his
Well,
wife, his children. He mentioned his sisters and his mom, suggesting strong family support for
well,
him.
I saw
And
also.
yes,
I saw
yes,
also that his dad wasn't there,
right. So that's just a
and
little,
and I saw that his mother was there,
yes.
and his father was somewhere in Saint Elizabeth. He didn't know where he was. So I'm already having that situation going on. So for my prime minister to don't know where his daddy is, I'm having a problem. I'm just going to put it on the table.
No, it could mean that there's a big screen set up in Santa Cruz watching this rally.
I know, and his father is by a big screen while his mother is by his side.
Yeah,
Which one do you
So-
think is elevated, and which one is not elevated?
It's not
Is he in
matter-
the hospital is he in his hospital in Santa Cruz in a bed with his legs up? That's the question I'm asking.
But we could ask him the question. Let's ask the question.
I'm going
Mikey.
to speculate.
There's nothing wrong. You're only
I'm going to
speculating.
speculate. I'm going to speculate. He has
So,
a mother. He has a
okay.
mother who grew him, and as far as I know, it's possible his father didn't spend enough time with him. I'm not speculating. Let Mikey G speculate. And so his mother earned the right to be at his side.
You speculate.
I am speculating, so I'm going to get somebody to come back and tell me something different. I'm saying the speculation is not a fact. Alright, so we go for our news, or we come back.
Yes, and I want to, of course, acknowledge our viewers that are tuned in on Facebook. Someone said, I like your dressing, I like your coat. Thank you very much. Thank you. You too, Mikey G.
Oh, my coat? Oh no, I don't think it's me. I don't think you're talking about
On
me.
Facebook,
I think-
YouTube, Instagram. Welcome to the Breakfast Hour. This Monday, we have kicked off the day by sharing with you what's happening in our world. And we certainly had to mention the mass rally that was held over there in Jamaica and the announcing of the election day 2025, September 3. You heard it right here on Flashpoint Media. We also had the opportunity to catch up with the beautiful ladies, the new Miss Global International Cayman Islands and Miss Global International Philippines. The coronation was held right here, but the main event where those ladies from all over the world will be coming will be October 3. Before we get off to the news though, Mike,
I wanted to talk to you a little bit on the ladies that I saw.
I just want to get an idea of.
I want to talk a little bit on
Yes.
the ladies that were on the platform. I saw that the Filipinos are there, and I understand that Filipino women are the next choice for the men in the westernized world. I know you're looking at me very. I know. It's a big advertisement going on. The women are saying that the women don't want the men because the women are saying that they don't need the men. And the Filipino ads are out there to say that they will take the men.
What's happening in our world was of the Miss Global International. The coronation was held locally yesterday. I will say congratulations. Miss Global International Cayman Islands and Miss Global International Philippines. Thank you very much, Mikey G.
I'm just making a point. I'm not just that one. I'm not speculating on. The first one, of course, I was speculating on the idea of the prime minister thing, but this is not speculation. I saw the Queen, the lady that was paraded, and she was a beautiful lady, fit for a king. You know, a queen fit for a king. You know, one of those. All right, you had something else, Lady Elise?
Yes, I just want to share with the listeners the latest update from the National Hurricane Center. And this is from the National Hurricane Center that's located in Miami, Florida. And as of 8 a.m., Monday, August 11th, for the North Atlantic, Caribbean Sea, and the Gulf of America. Shower and thunderstorm activity has persisted and continues to show signs of organization with a well defined area of low pressure located just to the west of the Cabo Verde Islands. If these structural trends continue, the system is likely to become a tropical depression or storm, possibly as soon as later this morning. Locally, heavy rainfall and gusty winds are expected to continue today across portions of Cabo Verde Islands, and interest there should monitor the progress of this system. Regardless of development over the next couple of days, the system is expected to continue moving westward to west northwestward at 15 to 20 miles per hour across the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. Formation chance through 48 hours is high at 90%. In the central Atlantic, a weak trough of low pressure located near the central Atlantic is only producing limited shower and thunderstorm activity. Significant development of the system is becoming unlikely over the next few days as the system drifts generally northward, remaining over the central Atlantic. And finally, in the northwestern Atlantic, a non-tropical area of low pressure is currently located a few hundred miles to the southeast of Nova Scotia, Canada. While current shower and thunderstorm activity with the system is limited, this system is drifting over the warm waters of the Gulf Stream, where some tropical or subtropical development could occur over the next day or two. By the middle of this week, the system is expected to move northward over cooler waters, ending its chances for further tropical development. For more information on this system, including gale warnings, see high seas forecast issued by the National Weather Service. That's it for the update from the National Hurricane Center. Currently no threat here in the Cayman Islands or in the Caribbean region, but we are monitoring several systems scattered within the region. There you have it. Thank you for listening, Mikey G. News.
Alright guys, it's news time. News is brought to us by Asai Ultrasound for all your ultrasound needs right here in the Grand Cayman Islands and the rest of the world. Of course, CoraleeKaren, our news anchor, comes up next with our news right here on Flashpoint Media.
When you need ultrasound that's safe and effective, you must visit Asai Ultrasound Imaging. They're conveniently located at number 4 Chestnut Center, Smith Road, Georgetown, Cayman Islands. With experienced technologists with over 20 years experience, their friendly staff will make you comfortable while you get your procedure done. Asai Ultrasound Imaging is open Mondays to Fridays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on Saturdays. Call Asai Ultrasound Imaging 345-949-2454 or 345-938-34 3426. That's 345-949-2454 or 345-938-3426.
Good morning, Cayman. This is your breakfast or news report from Monday, August 11th. I'm CoraleeKaren, and here's what's making headlines this morning. Masked gunman robs Georgetown business. Police are investigating an armed robbery at a business on North Sound Road in Georgetown. Shortly after 5:20 Saturday evening, a masked man entered the store carrying what appeared to be a handgun, demanded cash, and fled in a vehicle with a pouch of money. No shots were fired and no one was injured. A short time later, officers recovered a vehicle matching the getaway description on Whitman Seymour Drive. The suspect is described as tall and slender, dressed in black pants, a hoodie, and a mask. Anyone with information is urged to call 949-4222 or submit tips anonymously through Crime Stoppers. American visitor dies while snorkeling. A snorkeling trip in Georgetown turned tragic Friday when a 71-year-old American visitor was found unresponsive in the water off North Church Street. Emergency responders brought the man ashore and transported him to the Cayman Islands hospital, where he was pronounced dead. His name has not yet been released. Community mourns passing of Graham Walker. Well-known driving instructor and veteran advocate Graham Mackenzie Walker has died at the age of 87. Walker, a former Royal Air Force engineer, was instrumental in founding the Cayman Islands Employee Assistance Program and authored the local driving codebook. He trained thousands of drivers and served as president of the Road Safety Council. A Thanksgiving service will be held September 20th at Elmsley Memorial Church. Laptop drive for Ukrainian children. A local appeal is underway to collect at least 50 laptops for school children in war-torn Ukraine. Organized by Austrian Honorary Consul Martin Richter and Rotary Sunrise, the devices will help displaced students attend online classes. Laptops must be in working condition with cameras, and monetary donations are also accepted. Contact 916-6688 for more details. And now to regional news. President Ali announces historic police promotions. In Guyana, President Ifan Ali has announced the largest mass promotion in the history of the Commonwealth. 2,800 police officers have been elevated across multiple ranks. The president also reinstated the annual police bonus and expanded free educational opportunities for officers. Jagdeo, U.S. sanctions won't affect Guyana's projects. Guyana's Vice President Bharat Jagdeo says U.S. sanctions on China Railway Construction Corporation will not impact national infrastructure projects, including the U.S. $260 million Demerara Harbor Bridge. He stressed that the sanctions differ from corruption-related measures imposed on certain local businessmen. In Jamaica, Vaz urges road safety during election season. Transport Minister Darrell Vaz is urging motorists and political organizers to prioritize safety during the election campaign. The appeal follows a series of accidents linked to campaign motorcades. Police have adopted a zero-tolerance stance on traffic violations. Trial Fund awards US $350,000 in scholarships. Finally, the Trial Fund has awarded 335 scholarships totaling US $350,000 to Jamaican students from high school through university. The program, now in its 15th year, has supported over 2,300 students, many of whom are now leaders in their communities. Thank you for having tuned into the news headlines. Please continue to stay tuned for the rest of the day.
I'm Scott, and you're listening to Flashpoint Radio, Rise and Shine, your morning boost of inspiration, news, and fun. With Mikey G, Lady Elise, and CoraleeKaren, the unmistakable combination, synergized to navigate.
All right. I want to say welcome back. Yes. About the news. Yeah, I know I'm still laughing. If you're laughing too, some people are not going to be laughing at some of my humorous. I can't stop laughing about the thing, guys. Alright, I want to say thank you for joining us this morning for this morning's episode of the Breakfast Hour. Yes, we had a wonderful time. It has been a minute. Of course, for those who are listening on our web radio, www.flashpointmedia.ky. Our web radio continues all day, 24 hours. Of course, you know what we found out is that a lot of persons are on their desktops listening and watching Flashpoint. That's a nice thing to know. I mean, our analytics have shown us so many persons across the globe, whether we're in the UK, whether we're in Canada, the United States of America, in the Caribbean, Jamaica, and of course the Grand Cayman. Strength for everyone. Of course, Grand Cayman, thank you. Thank you, Grand Cay. Thank you, Grand Cayman, for the support that you give to Flashpoint. And of course, for our people, our VIPs, big up yourself, and of course, our staff, our team that works at Flashpoint and do such an excellent job. Those who did do their programs and of course podcasts and all the rest of it. Yeah. All right. So to mention, we have Cayman Got Talent this weekend coming up. Guys, we'll tell you more about that on the fly. Coming up next week, coming up tomorrow. I'll definitely bring some more for you. But Cayman Got Talent is coming up on the weekend, starting this Saturday night. Of course, so check out our debut, alright? We're going to be doing much more on that tomorrow. You'll see us post a lot more stuff. You'll see the advertisement coming out. But Cayman Got Talent, tomorrow on Saturday night, right at Flashpoint Studio, right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. What a night we're going to have. And of course, please come out. Of course, this will culminate. And of course, we'll have many persons showcasing their talents. And of course, have a grand showdown at the end of it. Showcasing many local talents and activity right here in the Grand Cayman Islands. Cayman Got Talent right here on Flashpoint Media in the Grand Cayman Islands. So look out for that one. Don't fool yourself. We got this one locked, got this one covered. Get it right the first time. So this weekend, Saturday night, we're going to see this one happening. All right. For those who joined us from morning, thank you for sticking and staying. To our friends across the diaspora, good morning to you. For our first time viewer or listener, like, share, and subscribe to flashpointmedia.ky. Of course, join our YouTube community, join our Facebook community, join our Instagram community, and of course our TikTok community, and of course on X as well. So please, guys, make sure you find us wherever you are and whichever platform you prefer. Yeah, it doesn't matter which one you choose, it's fine. If you're too young for Facebook or too old for Instagram, I don't know if you're too old or young for YouTube. Just enjoy the thing. I don't know where this is going, but guess what? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Of course, for our supporters, for our sponsors of these programs, we want to say thank you very much for sponsoring these shows. And of course, thank you for supporting Flashpoint Media. For the Flashpoint Media Ministry team, I want to say a big shout out to you and the crew, all of you. Much, much more to come on Flashpoint. I want to say have yourself a beautiful morning. It's Monday, the first working day of the week, but not the first day of the week. Sunday is the first day, today is the second day, but the first working day. Of course, it's August 11th, right here, 2025, right here in the Grand Cayman Islands and the rest of the world. And of course, for those who have just joined us today, join us tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the a.m. We start on our web radio first, so come out and get some great gospel music, some content, and some good uplifting music and motivations. And then we get into the breakfast hour live on our YouTube, Facebook, and our social media platforms, and give you so much more. All right, have yourself a great day and take care. Ta-ta. Bye-bye for now. Maybe I should have thanked CoraleeKaren and of course Lady Elise and of course myself, Mikey G, for being your host this morning and bringing these programs to you every single morning, Mondays through Fridays. Have yourself a God bless day. Bye.
It's like we're running in circles, going around every day, getting stuck in the hurdles of yesterday. Don't you wanna go further, away from the fray? Let's not get stuck in our worries, we'll make our way. Won't you come outside where the sunflowers bloom? Breathe in the air, look up to the moon. I'll meet you outside, away from the crowd. Just you and me together, we'll all sing better outside. Just us in the sky.
You're listening to Flashpoint Radio. Number 2, you ain't gonna keep it to yourself. Flashpoint Radio. Internet comes alive. Inspiration? In a class by itself.